after the live, make sure you hit that like button, as it will greatly help me push my content. It will force YouTube to push me through the algorithm whether they want to or not. So I appreciate everybody who tunes in. I will be doing my normal live. Just for transparency, I'll be doing my normal live tonight sometime around 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if I had to guess. But we'll cover the XRP technical analysis. But this is breaking news that's been going on this morning, and I have a lot of information regarding this, including a interesting link between this this particular law firm. And we already know, well, you don't know yet, but you will know, that Ripple previously objected to this law firm testifying, or part of it, because they were in support of the SEC. So it's pretty interesting that they went in this direction. So anytime, or another reason to hit that like button is because this is one of the very few no BS XRP YouTube channels. I appreciate that, Simon. So let me just say hi to the early comers. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of people here. I don't think it's gonna be a full blown, so we'll be able to talk more. It's not gonna be like when we do the lives with the technical analysis, I don't think, because honestly, more people would rather see than the truth. So I appreciate everybody who does tune in. Let's see real quick. Hey, welcome in. Nunya, John Hall, Amar, Simon, Eddie, Dean, Mr. Bams, and Simon. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. So before we get into the nitty gritty, Jason, welcome in. God bless you as well. I appreciate this in his own time and God's grace. Yes, sir. Amen. So just to get a little bit of a backstory on what's going on here, is we will go over the official document, but I want to give you a little bit of a backstory real quick. So as everybody's tuning in, I'm going to play this after I do the intro. I'm just going to play this 2 minutes and 19 seconds so that you can get a little bit of information. But I've got a couple other things in regards to this, like the fact that, is it convenient that Mayor Donna Deegan picks Sidley Austin LLP to lead the Jaguar Stadium negotiations? The breaking news in the last 20 hours, or today. Is that a anomaly? Or is this a coincidence that this exact law firm just happens to get picked by the mayor of basically Jacksonville, I'm assuming, to lead the negotiations and will be paid on an ongoing basis? Which, you can say it doesn't mean anything, but it's just funny that at that same time, to get a little bit of attention to this law firm, connect the dots, this exact law firm, which Sidley Austin LLP will appear as an investment banker declarant in the lawsuit. How convenient that at the exact same moment just yesterday, this was announced, that Sidley LLP to lead Jaguar Stadium negotiations, picked by the mayor. How convenient, right out of Florida. So I'm not saying that there's a coincidence here, or that this is going to get more coverage than is necessary, but when there's stuff that lines up, how convenient. That news could have been announced any other time, but then the very next day, you get this news. So I'm going to let you hear this in a second. So good early afternoon, 1:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly push me through the algorithm. If you appreciate my work, if you're watching this now or after, please hit that subscribe button. But I want to play this for you real quick. It's 2 minutes and 19 seconds because I got a lot of reading to do. I've got this, which will allow us to know more of what this means. Tanya, welcome in, love. Hey, Tom, I'm busy, but I got a few minutes. I appreciate that, Tanya. You will only need a few minutes because I will instantly go from this to read you the official document. I just want everybody to get a little bit of a backstory real quick. So I'll play this for the SEC versus Ripple judge. Green lights investment banker declarant's entry.
SEC v. Ripple. Judge green lights investment banker declarant's entry. In the most recent update in the legal proceedings of the United States Security.
This to me is more fun and nonsense than anything else. This whole thing is nonsense. I believe this is giving light to something that's going on elsewhere, and it's going to put this law firm at the head of the news, as the mayor, Donna Deegan, picks Sidley Austin LLP to lead Jaguar Stadium negotiations. Just broke that yesterday. That happened yesterday. And now conveniently this exact law firm has some kind of opinion, which is an investment banker, But you're going to see Ripple objected to this exact entity trying to do this before because of the bias for the SEC. So this is bullshit. If they didn't allow it before, why are they allowing it now? That's what I'm saying. Nothing is what it seems. This is all a marketing ploy for this law firm. And you know what? Everybody's in on it. I can't help it. Everybody's in on this shit.
Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, against Ripple Labs, Judge Torres grants permission for an investment banker declarant to make an appearance. According to a court filing, Judge Annalisa Torres granted permission for Andrew A. Kunsak from the law firm Sidley Austin LLP to serve as an investment banker declarant in the ongoing lawsuit of US SEC v. Ripple Labs. Previously, Ripple had objected to a similar appearance by an investment banker declarant affiliated with the law firm that supported the US SEC's position,
so
prompting
why
concerns among the defendants. Andrew A. Kunsak of Sidley Austin LLP, 787 7th Avenue, New York 10019, a member of this court in good standing, hereby respectfully enters an appearance for investment banker declarant in the above captioned action. In an effort to prevent the divulgence of sensitive details as per a previously sealed court directive, the court seeks to address issues related to orders that rejected the SEC's plea to seal the hymn and speech documents, as well as Ripple's request to seal information regarding XRP sales, including programmatic and institutional sales. Screenshot of the notice of appearance for the investment banker declarant. Source: court listener. The investment banker declarant's objective is to safeguard their stakeholders in light of the SEC's intent to challenge Judge Torres' summary judgment decision. The SEC has submitted a motion seeking an interlocutory appeal concerning Judge Annalisa Torres' verdict that programmatic sales of XRP do not fall under the classification of securities according to the Howey test. Additionally, the regulatory body is requesting a suspension of ongoing proceedings until its concerns are resolved through court clarification. Related, SEC delays set deadlines for Bitcoin ETF approval to early 2024. Meanwhile, Stuart Alderety, Chief Legal Officer at Ripple, clarified that the organization is solely pursuing court authorization to lodge an appeal and is not intending to challenge the ruling on XRP's classification as a security. Over the past 24 hours, the value of XRP has decreased.
Okay, so that's just to give you a little bit of a backstory there. We'll go into more about what this actually means, but here's the actual official document for anybody tuning in. I greatly appreciate you hit that like button. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in. Martin, good early afternoon. Is it a good or bad thing? I don't think it's anything. I think this is nonsense, Tanya. This is all nonsense. This has already been dealt with before, and now all of a sudden this person gets to come in, and as I said, so Christopher, basically, Taylor, welcome in, love as well. I appreciate you. Yes, Tanya, Ripple will smoke them. I don't think it's a biggie either. So basically what's going on, Christopher, we'll read the official document, but so this is funny to me. Sidney Austin LLP is who just happens to be putting in their 2 cents right now. Got approved finally today. Ripple refused this before and objected it because of the personal bias of this law firm towards the SEC, at least this individual. And it just so happens the day before this comes out, Mayor Donna Deegan picks Sidley Austin LLP to lead Jaguar Stadium negotiations. And reading through this, it's an open bill, openly billing. So nothing is by accident. So this happens. So now to give them a little bit more spotlight in the news, they all of a sudden get approved. How convenient to make this statement or to make this plea, I suppose, on the behalf of the SEC, but Ripple had already previously objected to the same law firm, so it makes, or this entity within, so it makes no sense why now, today, except for what I just showed you, why it would be announced now. So, this is official document number 888. It's page 1 of 1, filed on August 15th, 2023. United States District Court, Southern District of New York, Securities and Exchange Commission plaintiff versus Ripple Labs Inc., Bradley Garlinghouse and Christian A. Larson's defendants. Case number, and then it says Judge Annalisa Torres, notice of appearance. Good evening, Tanya. Welcome in. Appreciate you tuning in. Albert, good afternoon. Mark, welcome in. Hopefully you got to see what I just talked about. But it's a notice of appearance here. This is the official document. But some things just don't add up to me because this exact law firm was appointed by the mayor in Florida to represent the Jacksonville Jaguars. It makes no sense if you read this. Like, I keep pointing back to this, but Mayor Donna Deegan picked Sidney Austin LLP to lead Jaguar Stadium negotiations yesterday. So then they bring the same law firm that Ripple's already objected to talk about it on their behalf. Ripple already said that this is bullshit before. They shouldn't be able to contest anything on behalf of the SEC because they're biased towards the SEC. And now you understand what that means. They're on the payroll. And you have further evidence they're on the payroll of the government or the SEC or all of it, because the mayor appoints them to represent the Jacksonville Jaguars with an open paybook, is basically what it says within it. They will openly pay them anything it costs to represent. I mean, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So why yesterday and then today? I mean, it's like they get publicity. Now all of a sudden everybody knows who this person is. Ready? They get publicity through the NFL because most schlubs watch the NFL. I'm not saying you're bad if you do, but most schlubs will watch the NFL instead of paying attention to what's going on in the real world. You know, it's the simpleton logic. So now you have the Sidney Austin LLP get credibility through most of those people because they've seen it. Oh, they're representing the Jaguars. They're trying to help expand, yada, yada, yada. So the name gets out there for the simpleton. Now today they wake up and they're like, wait a minute, I've heard that name before. I've heard that name. Now all of a sudden they're on behalf of the SEC. Well, hey, they're the good guy. They're fighting for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, it's all bullshit. Think about optics. I'm just telling you, this is from they're trying to paint a narrative here. They've already objected. Ripple objected previously, and that wasn't allowed for this particular entity to entertain their point of view on behalf of the SEC because they're personally biased, and it's noted. It's noted by Ripple. An objection before this even happened a long time ago. So now, please take notice that Andrew A. Kunsak, I mean, think about his name. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Kunsak of Sidney Austin LLP, 787 7th Avenue, New York, New York. Hello? Where's Ripple being prosecuted from? The Southern District of New York. Where's this law firm? New York, New York. So why the hell are they representing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Florida? I'm sure there's plenty of other places that could represent. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. A member of this court in good standing hereby respectively enters an appearance for investment banker declarant. In the above caption action, the clerk of this court is requested to note this appearance on the court's docket and to forward copies of all entries, ordered notions, and other court documents in this proceeding to undersigned counsel. This was the request. The notice of appearance. Undersigned counsel dated New York, New York, August 15, 2023. Sidney Austin LLP. Again, connections with New York. I mean, come on now. This is in New York. The Southern District of New York is representing this case, or is presiding over the case. You've got somehow this exact law firm yesterday from the mayor in Jacksonville, apparently, is going to represent the Jacksonville Jaguars. That to me gives them the ability to have a little bit of a publicity thing before it's even represented. This is how all the simpleton, the people that don't pay attention to the real world stuff, understand who this law firm is. Oh, they're representing Jacksonville because so many people watch the NFL, don't care about finance. It's just the truth. So now they get the public recognition. It's all bullshit. This is all a dog and pony show. This, honestly, I feel even more strongly now that this is all bullshit. This will never happen. Nothing's going to get overturned. In fact, this is going to hurt them even more. Ripple is going to bury them. I'm just letting you know. They've already objected to this prior, so they knew some bullshit was going to happen. Excuse my French, but that's just what's going on here. This is all nonsense. I don't believe anything about this. I think it's conveniently timed that we had a correction here. I've been calling for the correction for 2.5 weeks to 585 area, possibly 55 cents, but I targeted 585 first, which is where we're at. And now they're saying XRP declines because of the uncertainty with this. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. This is in the charts. Charts predicts news, not the other way around. Tom, 50 to 55%, or 50 to 55 cent XRP. Are we done? We won't know till we're done. And this is very brief because I'm going to do a real technical analysis tonight during the live. But for anybody who's here, just so we can get an update on the XRP chart, then we're going back into this because I have a lot to say. XRP is at 595, down about 2.48%. We've had this targeted move, as we've talked about, for a long time. This 585, we rolled through. Now we're trying to use it as support. If we don't, and this breaks, and we use at any time, forget the double bottom, because it can overextend here to create a W reversal if it wants to. If you see at any time us get rejected here at 58 cents approximately on this broadening wedge support right now that is holding, that's how I knew we were coming back down there. I know the short term here tried to screw over a little bit of people by forming this uptrend, having the bear flag initially break up, which I told everybody it always does that in a fake out. We were covering it in real time during the live. I said, don't buy into this unless we use this uptrend as support. We rejected again, which I said if we reject it, we're looking at a better than 7% drop down to the 585 bottom of the broadening wedge. That's the support. This uptrend right here is the top of a broadening wedge, which I removed the broadening wedge uptrend because this is hitting it the same way the prior bull flag extended uptrend. So not trying to confuse everybody. Now though, if we break down any farther and use the 58 cents as resistance, and this isn't a warning, this is education so you understand what the hell is going on. You don't have to be afraid of it if you know. If you know and you understand, why would you be afraid? Volume's crashing. This looks to me like a bunch of nonsense going on. We could have formed a falling channel here, which is signs of a bullish reversal at the bottom, or falling wedge, whichever way you look at it. But anyhow, to keep it simple, if you lose this and use 58 cents as resistance, this is the ascending triangle breakout. This is where we talked about last stand support, and now where it's at, the area is going to be around 54.47 approximately, so 545 area. We have the weekly golden cross happen here where I circled. I know we're not in the weekly, but that's why I circled it there. That's in the weekly time frame. That's the third ever golden cross in the weekly. It behooved us, like I've said a million times, not to come back and retest that breakout. And we didn't know if it meant 585 or the pattern uptrend, the ascending triangle breakout. We didn't know if it would come all the way back down here. What I want to happen is not to come back down here, just for transparency. I don't want it to come back down there because I think it's too easy for it to come right back into here and flow through and then possibly invalidate this. As long as we stay up here, we don't even have to worry about that. As long as we stay within the short-term broadening wedge, not even a worry. But in the weekly, what I'm going to continue to point to why it's a misdirection here, and the more you know, the more you understand, the less likely you are to get deceived. And that's why I'm here. Only 59 likes, 122 people. Wow. Okay, never mind. I didn't realize there were so many people watching. I thought there'd be like 50 people during this one. 123 people watching. Make sure to hit that like button. I don't do any paid promotion, paid advertisements, paid sponsorships of any kind. I don't charge you for any of my content. If you want to send a YouTube super chat so that you don't have to hit the like button, that's fantastic. Or if you'd like to join Tom's Army, as I believe more people should be in Tom's Army to pay it forward for all the work I do, but that's not necessary. All I ask is for you to hit the like button. That's it. So that we can force YouTube to push my content through the algorithm. That is the most advertising you will ever hear on this channel, unless you ask about my exchanges, period. I don't promote. We get right into the info. You don't have to wait 27 minutes to hear 1 minute of information. I respond to you in the comments. I remove the spam so that you have an easy viewing experience and a pleasantry in the comments where you can actually talk to me. So I deserve a like. I am putting it out there. It deserves a like. So 84 likes, 119 people. I appreciate everybody who's taken it upon themselves to hit that like button. It means a lot. So the weekly, and we got to get back into what's breaking today. We've seen the official document. I gave you a little bit of a backstory, but now we're going to see what it means. Thank you so much, Ron. Prosperity Fund, Tom is one of my favorite chartists. I appreciate you putting me in with the favorites of yours. Whenever I'm classified as one of the favorites of somebody's, that means a lot to me because I don't know even who you're watching. But for who you personally like, if I breach that list, I'm blessed. So, what we're looking at here, look at the weekly volume crashing. Volume predicts price. Ready? Initial breakout attempt. See the volume rising? Big reversal. That's a long leg doji. Instability here. It's moved by the next. Yada, yada, yada. You know what's going on. Indecisive. Long leg doji. Starts going back down. Look what's happening, folks. Increase in volume on the push up. 180. 205, 246, Then we made the biggest part of our push, then squeezed back down 282. Look what happened on the breakdown. 153, 128, 91. Volume predicts price. That volume's trash. Cannot break down. There's not enough volume unless we had a big sell candle. Wasn't happening. Next, huge buy candle. Volume predicted price. Breakout. Da-da-da. Done. Start breaking down. Big volume, 518. Mind you, in the bull run in the weekly, just for transparency, in 2021, we had over 5 billion in volume in the week. In the weeklies during the bull run. So 5 billion to 518 million, that's 10% the volume, which means this is not probably a true bull market, but the bear market rally isn't over yet. And it could push into a true bull market without necessarily as much money coming in to XRP, just less sellers on board. But we'll see. We're going to compare this again. See, look at this. Remember what happened here? Boom, price crash, volume predicts price, 518 million on the weekly, 312 million. Now we start breaking down. 166. Long leg doji tells us we're screwed. Indecisive. 165. Actually, it's more of a, I don't even know. We're not even going to speculate on that one. That's a weird one. 165 because it's irrelevant. 122 and 58 million so far in this candle. We are breaking down by, let's see how much we broke down now. Already. About 37.7% with the swing low. That volume is crashing. Volume predicts price. Where's it going to break out from? I don't give price predictions. There is no realistic price prediction. They're all bullshit. You can't possibly give a realistic price prediction until you see the current formation. It's all bullshit. I don't give predictions. All I'll tell you is, in order for us to have a positive breakout, see, I don't base on people's hopes and dreams. I don't base my viewers, so I don't give predictions. I don't base what I'm going to do around somebody's hopium. So I'm going to give you the truth. If you want this to start breaking out with the weekly time frame, with the cup and handle that is clearly here in the weekly time frame, we form the cup and handle. It's there. What we need to do here, because in 1 year you could be lower than you are now if it doesn't play out properly. You don't know. With the current financial circumstances and the inflation and going into hyperinflation, you don't know. With the possible reemergence of the gold standard with the BRICS, you don't know. You don't know anything until after August 1st, or I mean November 1st of this year. And to say otherwise, I can't give you a proper prediction because I don't know. All I can tell you is that if this breaks out and we can hold no worse than this 547 and hold this formation, preferably where we're at, but it very well could break through, with this decreasing in volume, as long as we hold this area where the golden cross happened for the third time, we're going to have an objective here to break out to $1.13. I think that's in the deck of cards. But first we would have to break up past 85 and all this other shit we've created now. We need to break 85.93. And then it's up to $1.13. I think between now and 2024, at some point mid-2024, we'll be up at $1.13 likely. And it's probably going to come on this formation. Now, I can't guarantee that. As I keep saying, it's 50-50 we break below our lowest lows, which means 287 would fall. And that's only because of current environment. Based on this formation, it's about an 80% likelihood that you're going to break up at some point to $1.13, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but you all come here over 18,000 to watch my opinion. And if you come here for any other reason, you're in the wrong place. I don't dictate what I do based around anybody else, but what I feel I understand. I taught myself the charts. I've taught myself the world workings by listening to great people as well, and bettered myself personally as well by listening to people like Jordan Peterson. But as far as the markets and stuff go, Robbie Kiyosaki, Mike Maloney, Peter Schiff, you know, you start to understand who you're watching based around who you're seeing, based on who I'm getting my information from. I like Ben Mala. He's got a good understanding of real estate. So there's a lot of other people that I've known. So yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Law Docs. The news gets released as it's about to have the volatile drop. So once this got released yesterday that this was happening, it wasn't confirmed until today that it was going to be approved. Everybody says, oh, see, it dumped because of it. I've been calling for this dump for 2.5 weeks. Even through all the fake outs, I even showed the scenario if we broke out, but where we want to go in best case scenario. This, if we could guarantee a hold, is the best case scenario at 546 because it retests the weekly time frame golden cross. I'm just not comfortable that we're going to hold that formation. The only thing that makes me more certain is the weekly time frame volume is just crashing. Crashing. It's crashing. So that means a bullish reversal is on deck. With the indicator of the golden cross for only the third time in XRP's history on the weekly. Beautiful. With the fact that we have a cup and handle that's formed for over 1.5 years and is now putting a bullish handle on the cup if it holds this formation. So, I'll talk about the airdrops in a sec. I don't promote airdrops at all for one reason. I believe the airdrops are backdoors into hacking your crypto. Whether on wallets, whether on exchanges, I think that's a backdoor. Unfortunately, that's why I don't participate in airdrops unless the exchange I'm on does an automatic screenshot for you. I don't do any of it. I don't promote it. I'll just tell you if Uphold's doing it because they do an automatic screenshot. But all these other places, it's an unbelievable thing. So, right now, this cup and handle as well, forming, and is already doing the bullish handle on the cup. If this holds, along with all the other things we're seeing, the volume crashing, this breakout is not $1.13. The technical target out of that weekly cup and handle, or the 2.5 year handle, is $1.50. You heard me right, it's $1.50. The problem is, you can't get there until you break through the bear market rally, which would be appropriate for this formation, assuming we could recapture on top of where the bull flag broke for support. Because you can actually go down farther on this formation, which is what I've been trying to explain. But we're trying to, because you could try to put this in a wedge, but I'm trying to keep this, or a falling wedge, we're trying to keep this in an understandable predicament here. So, in my opinion, $1.13 after a swing high in 2021 of $1.98, a swing low in late 2022 of $2.86, firmly puts us at $1.13, where we would have to break and hold that support to turn this from not being a bear market rally into a full-blown new bull market, in my opinion. So, if you do that, your next technical target would be $1.50, and you know that because of the weekly cup and handle. That's taken 2.5 or 1.5 years to form. You know that because that's the technical target out of that formation. So, that's the thing, guys. If Michael Berry can short 1.6 billion, then we can hold XRP till we are on the Mars. Yep. But Michael Berry is a very wealthy man as well. I think things aren't going to play out in a traditional sense, like normal cycles. Who's to say the stock market's actually going to go down as much as he's predicting? Let's just say the US dollar gets devalued and it's sitting at 80 or 90. Who's to say that the stock market doesn't go up 3,000% or 1,000% or 100% or 72% just based on the fact that our money's devalued? Look at Venezuela. Does it matter that their money was devalued? No. The market went up millions of percent. Does it matter? No, because it takes a fucking pile of money to buy something. A loaf of bread, you got to bring a fucking wheelbarrow worth of money. But if they have 1 ounce of gold, they're good. They can live for weeks. That's the difference. It doesn't matter. These are all optic numbers anyhow. If XRP's at $3,000 a token, but it comes on the fact in the back of XRP being devalued in the USA, it might cost you a lot more money to get in, but if you're a holder already before the devaluing starts, you can take that and sell it in any denomination. That's the best kept secret here. Why I don't like the leverage trade. You ready for a truth bomb? Everybody always talks about, oh my God, USD is going to go down. Who gives a flying fuck? No offense, sorry about the language. Who gives a Shinoko? Who cares? If you hold XRP and USDT, who gives a flying horse manure if it goes down to 0? You own the XRP token, not Tether. Unless you hold your fiat in Tether, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can sell your XRP. If I have XRP, ready? Oh, I don't know, on BITGET or on another exchange that you can buy it in USDT, and I send it to Uphold that you can only hold it in USD, it automatically converts. Even if XRP USDT was 0, because you're not in the native fiat and the USDT stablecoin, it's just paired against the stablecoin for pricing, you can simply just sell it out, send it to another exchange, and it will automatically convert into there. So you'll be back on Uphold, and it'll be in USD, and you'll be like, holy shit. That's it. That's it. Everybody wants to tell you if USDT crashes. Yeah, it hurts you if you're leverage trading, if you're holding your fiat in USDT, which is a big no-no. But if you're holding the pairing, it's irrelevant. You're holding XRP, not the pairing. Showstopper, we like the French talk, keep it real, unlike these other posers on YouTube. Well, if there's anything I have, I keep it real. Serdair, welcome in. Nunya, good afternoon. I'm glad I could make you laugh. Ron, thank you. Flex, correct. Collect the gold and silver. That's why I keep saying precious metals, any profits in crypto that you're not going to put back into crypto, or if it's just profits you're going to take and you're going to put into fiat, you do what I did in 2021 and you put it all in the precious metals when it goes down. You do what I've been doing for several years in front of your very eye. You buy precious metals, especially silver, at an 84-to-1 or better ratio. And then I send it for gold at 40-to-1. It's a brilliant proposition when it goes down. I've never had the opportunity yet to do it at that ratio, but that's what a lot of the ones who are smarter than I have done for many decades. So right now for XRP in the 2-hourly, see what's happening here? What kind of formation is this right now? Would you consider that a long leg doji right here? Or would you consider this a dragonfly doji, if it was your opinion? Both have relevance, but both mean the same. This is being indecisive here. This is an indecisive candle. If this plays out for the next 26 minutes, the next candle determines it all. If it's a bullish candle, we're going to come back up and likely at least retest 613. Yep. Mark, dragonfly. It's looking more like a dragonfly here to me too, because it's more pulled up. You should have equal on both sides of a long leg doji. So this one is kind of looking more pulled up here. We've gotten a lot of indecisiveness though. So that's what you need to pay attention to on the chart. And in a year, I don't make predictions because of all the things I just said. There's no point. I'm telling you it in real time with what's going to happen in 2025 and 2028. And if everything happens the way we say, these numbers don't even matter. Do you understand once 2028 comes around, we're not even going to remember this? We're not going to remember any of this. In 2025, likely this cycle will have already ended at some point in 2025. It could pull us out, as you know, and if you don't want to hear the bad news that could possibly happen, close your eyes. Vamonos. This would be time to exit stage left. But if this plays out truthfully, I'm not saying I'm the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to tell you the truth. If this formation, we don't get a firm breakout on the formation we're on now, which is everything right now. Look, support, resistance, support, resistance. If this fills out normally, I'm not being the bearer of bad news, but what does that put you to? Where does that put you? That puts you to August of 2024. That's 1 year from now. That technically this formation, if it stays true, you can't have a breakout until August of next year. It would just simply do. But that also means if this first uptrend is taken, you will never visit our buy-in unless you break to the 2020 uptrend. Or even worse, the 2017 uptrend. You know, or 2013. So you have the 2020, 2017, 2013. We're not saying any of them are going to happen, but we have the all-time agenda here, the all-time pattern. Why would you not want to have all the information and just be full of FUD or full of hopium? That's why I don't understand why so many people are still, after being manipulated in 2021, still feeding into the bullshit of all these major channels. And some people say, well, you're bigger now than you were. Yeah, but I'm not going to meet my destiny until 2028. Everybody needs to realize that. In 2028, I already know my destiny. I just have to live it, and I have to live through the trial and tribulations. This will be the more, and this might seem egotistical, but it's not. That means I'm going to have to put in the same dedication for 7 straight years before I reach this level. That's a lot of dedication from 2021, and that means I can't miss a day either for this to become true, and I've never missed a day. So I think in 2028, we're going to be the foremost station for not just XRP tactical analysis. This community is not just going to be known for what we've done for everybody. This is going to be the most trusted station when it comes to XRP crypto on YouTube, period. And it'll be known for it. Right now, it's starting to become known for it because I tell you the truth. I don't teach any bullshit. I show you my holdings. I show you what I'm putting into them. I show you why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, and where I'm doing it. I don't give you hopium of any kind. I don't believe in it. What's the point? I don't want hopium. What's that going to do for me? So this is if you break out here on that level. This is if you break out on the bottom level. This is for here. And this is if you break out at the bottom. Hold on one sec. My son is just getting home as well. So I just want to make sure he's good. How was it?
Good.
Good.
It was good. I saved it from this time.
So he had a good time at his physical therapy. His grandma took him. My mom took him today. So my son, for anybody who doesn't know, he got into an accident when he was 6 months old with his mom 3 years ago. Broke his femur as a 6-month-old. And he's still going through therapies. He's struggling with it and yada, yada, yada. But we give him all the positivity and all that good stuff. I'm going to shut your door, Mom.
Yeah, his phone's back there.
Oh, it is?
On the ground, yeah.
I'll grab it. Hold on. Everybody, I'll be right back. 30 seconds. I'm going to bring my son his water and stuff. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I apologize. Ron D, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Paying it forward. That's the first donation I've received tonight. Which is great because I don't always receive any kind of donation. 123 likes, 165 people watching. Please make sure to hit that like button. It would greatly help me. 22nd almost here. September is almost here. Good times are almost here. Be patient. It's going to happen sooner or later. 2 years up, 2 years down. We on the upside, Tom, the Jedi Master Chart. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Jacob, $1 trillion. Woohoo. Infamous, welcome in. I'm glad you were able to make the live. It was fun talking to you and getting to learn a little bit more about you in an email. Law Docs, solid info being given out here. Great calls are all I have seen since subbing with Tom. I appreciate that sentiment. AGX, don't apologize for taking care of family. I agree with that. That is rule number 1. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine. I hope you're having a blessed day, my friend. That's a good mindset. Mucho respecto. Or mucho respecto. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but mucho. Who said that? Flex XRP, thank you very much. Or Flex RP, thank you. I used to say Flea XRP, but I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I think it's Flex RP. Like we're flexing XRP. Nunya, welcome in, and thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Russell, got my hands on some gold. Kruger, and ooh, this AM. Is that, what is that? Where the hell would you buy those? Is that German? Is that German? Or am I wrong? I recognize that name. I recognize that name. I might be wrong, though. Damn, South Africa. I knew I seen that somewhere. What can I say? I'm just a measly American. We don't get the news. Where's the best place to buy precious metals? Okay, I'm in the USA. I have only 2 that I've ever endorsed. And I am not an affiliate, so I can't share you in a link of anything. Because I think it cheapens it. So, Scottsdale Mint, if you're going to use crypto, you use Scottsdale Mint. They make their own bars. They're like one of the top makers of gold and silver bullion in the United States and transporters of it. They're a family run. They're one of the only, I think, 3 left in the USA that's still family run, which is pretty awesome. But they allow crypto, so you use that, and you can do it that way. Or I use JM Bullion because I've been using them since 2018. Never had a single delivery issue. Never had an issue with testing. Never came across a fake piece. I've never heard of anybody ever claiming that there's ever been a fake piece produced or sold. So those are the places I advise. That's it. I don't use any other ones. A lot of other people will tell me this one's better, you can get it cheaper here. I'm not looking for the cheapest spot price. I'm looking for real. So if I got to pay a few dollars more for spot every now and then, so fucking be it. So what, you get $2 off an ounce, who cares? If I'm gonna bitch about $2 an ounce on silver or $20 over something, you know, the likelihood is if they're selling it cheaper than the rest, it's fake. That's just how it works. You should always have consistency in the pricing of your precious metals. It's a set price. The only thing that changes is spot, period. No matter if you buy it today or in 39,000 years, and it's proven through history, the only universal money that survives, you can take it and you can turn it in. And no matter if your dollar is worth nothing, you can always take it in for the value of gold in whichever country you're in. Or you can exchange it, yep. So, in conclusion with XRP, because I want to finish what I was covering, and I will be coming back live tonight at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at my normal time to do a real technical analysis. I spent much too much time on this TA. But, correct, you get what you pay for. Buy cheap, get cheap. Wait a minute. What did Jacob? I didn't even see what you said, Jacob. Oh, it was a joke. Sorry. The comments are moving very fast. Yeah, 1 trillion. At some point, XRP is going to move up in the market cap. 1 trillion is probably not a far stretch. But it's going to take some time. We have to get all the liquidity coming in. It's starting. Oh, correct. You get what you pay for. Buy cheap, get cheap. Absolutely, Rally. Absolutely. Ari, I agree with JM Bullion 100%. So, in conclusion, with this overall formation, we must. All this short-term stuff's great, but right now, you have to get over 77.7 cents approximately for us to break this short-term bearish bias. That's as simple as I can be, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go back to the other chart. And if you keep doing this, this would take you all the way out with this formation to about 46.4, but it wouldn't end until next year at this time. So 1 year from now, we could still be consolidating if it stays true. Lawdoc 55-1 is we are done, but states can join BRICS, US, Inc. Yeah, exactly. But do you think they're going to allow them to join? Just because they can doesn't mean they'll be allowed. And how many states are going to succeed from the supposed union? Even the ones who you think are succeeding, you're being lied to in the U.S. If your state is being run by a politician, Republican or Democrat, even the beloved Ted Cruz, you are having a wool pulled over your eye. Remember, they don't run shit. The central banks do. So, Democrat, Republicans, you better hope it's approved. Yes, I've seen the discussion about Texas. That's why I keep asking. Is it going to be official? Is that just smokescreen? Is it actually real? I find it hard to believe that it's real to a T, to a dotted line, and we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's because they're still allowing things that shouldn't be allowed there. If they firmly believe this, why is it still being run as another state? Just another state. They can tell you whatever they want. It's still being run the same way. So until it's not run by a Republican or Democrat, and we actually hear, you know, I don't know. I understand that it can happen, but in Texas, just a question real quick. Texas, they're not part of the USA, supposedly, or they've succeeded. What's their currency? That's the only question you need to know. What currency does Texas use? The US dollar. I was just in Texas last year. So that's all nonsense anyhow. They can join it, but are they really joining it? I mean, I'm not here to argue or debate. I'm just saying, until I see a change in Texas. Nope, the central banks won't be allowed into the BRICS system. Who runs the United States of America? Even Texas. Yes, exactly, Tim. Great point. Excellent point. That's why I think we're getting a lot of, hey, this place is better than the other, but it's still all part of the USA. So, I mean, until we can openly acknowledge what is really going on, we got problems. But I don't like to talk politics. It divides and conquers. Politics are irrelevant. Politics are just that. It's to force you to divide and conquer. You don't want that. So we see what we see on the charts. XRP, we know 77.7 cents for the all-time chart. We need to get over this, change the short-term bias. But right now, if we get rejected at 58 cents, that is how right down here, 58 cents, that's how you would have to come down to the lower formation, which is the ascending triangle. Real quickly to close this out, because I want to go see how my son's doing. So I want to show what this means. So Judge Torres approves notice of appearance in Ripple versus SEC case. What does it mean? And if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit that like button. You're going to have to watch this from the beginning because I shared the official document that was shared yesterday before the approval. So Judge Torres approves notice of appearance in Ripple versus SEC case. What does it mean? And if you like my work, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat, now would be the time because I'll be off after this, and then I'll see you all at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's some development in the case between Ripple and SEC, but it's not what most would expect. The ongoing case between Ripple Labs and U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission continues to be among the most heavily discussed topics in the industry. Most recently, presiding Judge Annalisa Torres approved a notice of appearance for an investment banker declarant. But what does this mean? Approving notice of appearance. Judge Annalisa Torres has recently approved a notice of appearance in the case between crypto heavyweight Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The other reason I need to get off is because I intermittent fast and I can't eat until 1 p.m. So it's going on 17 hours I haven't eaten. I was supposed to eat at 1. I can only eat between 1 and 9. So, you know, that's another good reason. I am hungry. The judge, and I've been doing this for like 4 months. The judge approved Andrew A. Kunsak from the law firm Sidley Austin LLP will appear as an investment banker declarant in the lawsuit. Andrew A. Kunsak of Sidley Austin LLP 787 7th Avenue, New York, New York. Yada, yada, yada. A member of the court in good standing hereby respectfully enters an appearance for investment banker declarant in the above captioned action. The problem with this is Ripple's already stated their objection previously to this in prior times because of the bias towards the SEC of this particular entity. The purpose of this is to avoid disclosure of any potentially conflicting information in response to an earlier order that was sealed by the court that the Hinman speech documents. The investment banker declarant aims to protect their own stakeholders and bar uncertainty as the commission looks to further appeal the court summary judgment ruling where Judge Torres concluded that secondary XP sales do not constitute investment contracts. It's also important to note that Ripple had previously opposed an appearance for the investment banker declarant. That's what I'm talking about because of his personal bias towards the SEC. And then more action to come this week. Earlier today, XRP's price had been having hard times during the past 24 hours as the market seems to be anticipating the company's stance on the SEC's interlocutory brief from aiming to appeal Judge Torres. That has nothing to do with it. The charts predict when this news is released, and it proves it day after day, including today. Ripple's head lawyer, Stuart Alderodi, said that they will respond this week. The SEC does not have the right to repeal just yet, which is why they are asking permission to file an interlocutory appeal. Ripple will file its response with the court next week. Stay tuned. So thank you, everybody. Have a blessed afternoon. I'll see you this evening around 7:07 p.m.